In the spring of 2022, we bought a remote wilderness island, sight unseen, on a lake in British Columbia. We drove across the country to pick up an old barge, and now we're building a homestead.
Okay, this is ugly. This is kind of what we thought might happen. Oh no.
It isn't always easy, but the rewards outweigh the trials.
We're super excited! Woo! He's gonna turn the lights on for the first time.
And this is really living.
Hi, Shawn.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome in. It's good to see you. So we were just reading some comments on the screen. Can you see comments tonight?
Let's see if I scroll down. I'm afraid not, simply because I'm using my phone and not the laptop.
Okay. So we just want to know what's changed since your last visit with us, because I'm sure a lot has for people that don't know.
The last visit, that was in the spring. Was it probably May or June? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, steady as she goes, I guess. It's just been the biggest thing has always been getting one video out per week, and I think that's the most time consuming thing. And then whatever else you get done as far as work, physical work, maybe making the advertisement or something for a brand, that's also very important. But yeah, the videos are first and foremost, and then the work is just a lot slower than you want, but it's also a huge property, and I kind of have 3 buildings going all at once. So I don't know if anything's changed other than I've made some progress so much.
Well, you have. I mean, you've insulated, you got the roof on, you got the fireplace, you know, you've done lots. And you know, you're updating your powerhouse now, right?
Yeah,
So,
I got to keep those batteries warm through the winter, so I'm just working on that right now.
Oh, good.
What's your temperature out there right now?
-12 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but yesterday it was at freezing, and yeah, and then now it's like it was right hovering above freezing, so it was raining yesterday, and then it dropped quite a bit.
Yeah.
So now that you're starting to lay out your homestead, you've got multiple buildings and things are progressing, what would you do differently if you had to start all over again? Name one thing.
So one thing I didn't take into consideration when I got this property was that how difficult things are when you don't have road access. Everything changes, and I know it's a very difficult access for you guys as well, but a barge can go a long ways for sure. I think it's just, you know what? It was just, I had took some advice of some people, some old timers who had built log homes in the past, and they're like, don't bother. It's just a big headache, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I was like, okay, whatever. So I wasn't sure, and I didn't think it over too well, but I ended up, you know, building with more modern methods. And I think because of given the difficult access, I should have went with logs, just building a log home. But also, with that said, at the time there seemed like an endless amount of videos on YouTube with people building log homes. And it was, I thought, well, okay, it's one or the other. And then, but you know what, at the end of the day, it would have been probably a little easier than hauling in all that material. So that's what I would do differently.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you're building with, you know, modern construction methods and some old school methods as well. But
yeah,
I mean, for somebody like me, I can learn something from it, right? Not everybody can apply what they've learned from a carpenter to build a log home, because not everybody builds log homes, but everybody builds, you know, normal construction, right?
That's a really good point. With that, also I got to learn the sawmill as well. That was a massive learning curve. So I guess if there was one really good thing about the method I did go with, was the introduction to how to make lumber from raw trees. which is a whole other thing, right? So there was a lot of learning there, but now that I have that dialed, it kind of feels like you can just take on the world now.
No kidding.
Did you get a mentor for that, or how did you learn? There is a lot to it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things you'll always keep learning. One of the most fascinating things was, and I've always worked with lumber for the last 15 years, 20 years or so, and everything I've always worked with has always been kiln dried lumber from the lumber yard. So so seeing the characteristics of green lumber and how it dries, and there's just so much more to it when you're cutting from a raw tree. But in terms of having a mentor, there's a fellow, he is a professional log sawyer, and so his job is cutting trees down and turning it into lumber with his own mill, and he was sort of the mentor for that. But also Norwood helped quite a bit too with expertise. And then there, with YouTube, you can just watch video. There's so many videos out there now with that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance when you're sawing, even just the tension of a log and how to cut it. And if you cut
it's unbelievable. You get a whole different appreciation, or maybe an understanding of what's, and then each individual species reacts differently too. And then even just drying it, like how to stack it and dry it. And if you neglect certain things, it'll kind of go bad on you, so it's, you learn like just way more. It's incredible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, we're scrolling the comments down, and we're not going to address everybody today because we don't get Shawn every week. And so, but we want to thank E. James for $10 for the super chat. Thank you so much. That is
Tim's run.
So nice. Thank you very much. Shawn, so now you're an old hand at this. So anybody new to homesteading, any mistake that you've recently learned from that you could like teach others about? That, there's lots of people doing this or endeavoring to do it now.
Okay, so well, one thing is, okay, if you have road access, do whatever you want. If you don't have road access, try to keep it simple. I guess I sort of talked about that a little bit already, but I don't know. That's such a tough one. I think if you're going to do it, maybe just start out with the frame of mind that you're going to see it to the end no matter what. And if you need a break, take a break. If you haven't spent a lot of time remote or off grid, have a bit of a, you're going to get tired of it in the early stages, the first 6 months or a year. You might need to break away from your property. Otherwise you could get discouraged and want to give up. So, because 120 years ago, my grandparents' time or great grandparents, this was second nature for them. Or like my neighbors downriver, this is easy for them. They grew up with it since birth. The neighbors downriver, they're young adults, and then there's the two older parents. They can plow field with steer. Like they have animals broke for that, but they can also use it by tractor. They've been riding tractor since they were 5 years old, but they've also been riding the back of horses and donkey and mule since they were 5 years old also. So if you didn't grow up with it, if you're having some weird midlife crisis and you're in your 40s and you're just going to go at it, make sure you got to be able to take a break, because all at once takes a certain kind of person. And then if you get tired of it or flustered or frustrated and you want to give up after a few months, that's maybe having that little 2 or 3 week break can resolve that for you. You come back stronger and better.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. I've seen some bears there in recent episodes, and some walking through the trail at night, like pitch black, or even on the river, pitch black.
Yeah.
What's the sketchiest close call moment you've had since you've been there?
The river is a killer, and it's always changing. And I don't think the videos show the danger of that river, to be honest. It's the most unpredictable. I've been on a lot of rivers. This one's different, and I don't know even how to explain how it's different. And that's definitely been the sketchiest thing, is multiple times that river just sneaks up on you and you're in trouble. And that I've had so many close, not deathly close calls, but definitely close calls of being, maybe having to swim back to your cabin or something. But it's just it makes you a pro really quick. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't have much choice otherwise, do you? I mean, it's either sink or swim.
Yeah. 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 I kind of started wrapping my mind around a potential, like, I'm glad I built on this side of the river because I always have to cross the river, as many of you might know. And a lot of the comments I get is, why didn't I build on the other side of the river? But quite honestly, there's only 2 acres on that side, and it's mostly like in the floodplain. So I could have, and I initially thought of it, but having this river is like a moat. It's like my own private moat around my castle.
Yeah.
That's right. And you're also, the river's facing south too, right? Like your shore's facing south?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's just a better choice all the way around.
Yeah.
Shawn, you've got your first question from our viewers today. Michelle Anderson saying, does the new wood stove put out noticeably more heat?
Yeah, it's just way more efficient, and you can get that thing blazing. You can melt steel in it if you want. That's what the neighbors do with the same design. They melt steel with it, and so it's probably, you probably couldn't get it safe certified or whatever because of the way the draft intake is designed. You could throw the wettest wood in there, and if you're just struggling to get a fire going in a regular stove, just the way it draws air into it, it just gets that fire blazing in seconds. And the thing is too, that with the damper, you can choke it off to zero and pretty much put your fire out. So it's extremely safe. You just can't be reckless with it. So it can put out tremendous amount of heat.
Yeah.
It's like a blast furnace.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then she also asked if the Latvian Eagle would be returning soon.
Difficult to say because he had a window of opportunity last year because he was low on work, and he just needed a break from like he has a wife and 3 kids. He's a busy guy there. It's not, that was the first time in like 12 years he was able to get away from Latvia. So he's a busy guy there with his family, and he talked about coming next August, but it would be more for fun, like not really to do maybe a little bit of work, but probably just fishing and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I might go to Latvia. I had worked with him and some other Latvians years ago in Whistler and Squamish and the Vancouver area, and there's a couple other Latvians I'm quite close with as well. So I've known them, all 3 of them, for many years now, and so I might be going to Latvia and Norway, and I'll probably keep the videos rolling probably in May or April.
Oh, that's so neat. We're like, where's our Latvian friend? Like, we wouldn't mind one of those.
Yeah, it's good to have a guy like that around, and he's a bush guy, and I knew that. And when he came out here, I said, I told him firsthand, I said, look, it's going to be very difficult, but I knew he could handle it. His father was a politician that made the environmental laws and that kind of thing in Latvia. So there's something to that degree. I'm not exactly sure what, but he comes from a lot of Latvians are very wilderness oriented. So when he wanted to come out on his so-called vacation last year, I was like, okay, but it's going to be gritty. It's going to be rough. We have the little cabin. That's it. And it worked out.
He looked like he had the time of his life out there with you. So
yeah, and he knew all about that stuff. So yeah, it was perfect for him.
Yeah, he set up the whole thing to get the logs. I mean, he was working on that. Hey, yeah. Gary Sorg just said that he hoped that you got a chance to get better vehicles and motors for your boats.
Yeah. You know what? Back in the spring, I was offered a free boat, basically a new boat, and that was with Swellfish boat company in southern British Columbia, And at the time I had declined because I was just overrun with, I just felt like I was taking on too many brands as it was. So,
Yeah.
um, plus it's easy to get caught up in getting new this, new that. But, well, the Evinrude, my outboard motor has actually been quite good. This year I haven't had any problems with it right till the very end. And that was just
Right.
some things that came loose. That was it. There was nothing wrong with it. The type of boat I have is not safe for this river. This river's swift, fast water. So the design is for shallow water, but for more like lily pads and that kind of thing, like walleye fishing sort of stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I'll have
Okay.
to, I might take Swellfish up on the offer for, maybe I shouldn't announce it just yet, but cat's out of the bag now. So maybe,
We won't tell anyone.
yeah, thanks. But they do make a hard bottomed inflatable, which are just way safer than the boat that I'm running right now. You basically can't sink them. So they bounce off of things. It's whereas if the boat I have now, if you even get hung up a little bit, it kind of wants to roll over and take on water.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wanted to answer Adrian and Karen Giroux call us. No, we aren't at this moment, but we'll be going back after Christmas is all done. We've got family that's coming in that we're going to be visiting, and then we're going to be heading out because we bought a snowmobile. So we're super excited for that. But yeah, thanks for the question too. Shawn, have you found another vehicle yet? The engine lights are crazy to deal with.
Oh yeah. No, yes, I'm looking into a reliable used Toyota. So I'll probably be buying something over the holidays, probably from Vancouver Island or the Lower Mainland, because they're usually rust free down there. So as long as it's been on the island and not up in the salted, snowy
Right.
areas too much, but yeah, some sort of Toyota that is very reliable and won't let me down. So
Yeah.
yeah, the vehicle I have now has really cost me time and money with the towing and renting other vehicles. So yeah, it's time to get a new one, a new
Oh, wow.
used one.
I knew. I was wondering if it was going to be used, but
Yeah.
good. Someone was just saying that she learned more than she ever thought from the mistakes since moving. She's also got a homestead, so one lesson after another. Now she knows not what to do. Yeah, glad learning so much from old timers. Yeah, exactly. So can you see anything at all, even tiny at all, or should I just read you the comments and the
Well,
questions?
let me see. I'm scared to touch my screen in case I hit the wrong thing here, but let me see if I can make this bigger somehow. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Thanks for coming in tonight, Shawn. He'll figure it out in a second. Thank you so much, Meat Turns. Thank you so much for this super chat.
Dick
We are so
Frenicky
lucky.
with a GoPro. That's exactly
Shawn
right.
is Dick Frenicky with a GoPro. We're going to add him back to the stage. Hey there.
I can, if I stick my head really close, I can kind of see a little bit, but because I'm on my phone, it's hard to see.
Yeah. Okay, good. Preston Games, you really need to get an energy efficient refrigerator. It would take less electricity.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a good point. I didn't really even know they existed. I thought they're all refrigerators were more or less the same, but yeah, I guess that's again, you get caught up in buying new things. Every time you go into town, you already feel like you're spending a small fortune.
Yeah.
And I bought that thing for $120 Canadian, and you kind of roll the dice a little bit,
Yeah, we've
and
got an inverter fridge. It uses hardly any electricity, so it converts the AC to DC, and it's very efficient.
yeah,
But at $120, I mean,
yeah.
you'd have to spend a lot of electricity to make up the difference. So I think you're fine.
Well, yeah, the power usage isn't a big deal for me because I have so much battery storage as it is. Like, so if I have a fridge that's burning a lot of electricity, it's still not that big of a deal for me. It's more like reliability that I'm after.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's lots of questions coming in for you. Someone wants to know if you'll be filming in Latvia ever.
Oh yeah, I will definitely keep because I'm that's part of the to go back to the why don't I get a dog thing is I like before I started all this, I'm a big traveler. I travel a lot and spend a lot of time in Europe and Scandinavia. I spent time in Siberia. So you get a dog, you kind of leave it, but it's kind of because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about how it'd be nice to take this channel on the road and travel for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or something, and ideally have somebody here minding the homestead if it's possible. But yeah, of course, I would definitely be making off-grid or homestead-related videos in Latvia because the Baltics, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and all of Scandinavia, they are extremely good homesteaders. I mean, I know we have a lot of YouTube channels about that kind of stuff here in North America, but those people really got it dialed. Like they really know what's up. You know, a lot of the old
Yeah.
ways that they hang on to very well.
Yeah. Someone's wondering if you're going to be doing more filming for next year's hunting season. Many hunters, including myself and my girlfriend, would love to see it.
That's a fine line because you can because ultimately I need my channel to make an income, and you can lose a lot of people and you can gain a lot of people. So there's sort of I definitely will be filming some of that, but it won't be like you shoot an animal and start high-fiving all your buddies and hugging. Like there's none of that because that's not what this is about. It's and I watched a lot of hunting videos and it just that's not my style. You know, it's just
Yeah.
yes. I mean, if I had to be a vegetarian, probably wouldn't even bother me. If I had to just be a big time wild game hunter and ideally I would like to get to a point where I don't purchase meat, where I just get wild game. So yes, you're gonna to answer the question, yes, you're gonna see more of that, but the way it'll be filmed or presented on YouTube is maybe not in the traditional sense. So, but you will see more of it.
Here's another question from Infinite Imp. Is the dock still standing? You know, the one with the perfectly plumb supports?
Yeah. It's funny because from a distance, when you're on the other side of the river looking at the dock, is perfectly symmetrical like this. The main supports for the dock. It actually
like
kind
it
of
was designed that way, yeah.
it kind of looks better than if they were just completely straight vertically. Yeah, I don't know. I keep looking down there, and it's kind of I didn't realize it at first, but it's kind of in a secure spot where it is. But if this river comes up a whole lot in the spring, which it could, then it's hard to say. But you know, I think it might actually be there next year. It's built quite industrial, so
Yeah.
it could be still a little bit anchored a little bit better, but it could actually. I think it might actually be there by next year.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it actually looks pretty solid, and it is in a bit of an eddy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. The eddy, yeah. So I didn't really notice that initially, but yeah, I think it will be okay.
Cool. Grumpy TV 12, he's wondering about the sweepers on your river. Are you able to cut those out, or is there regulations preventing you from getting rid of them?
Well, you can do anything you want up here if you don't put it in a video, and nobody's ever going to know. But yeah, I mean, you start creating bank destabilization when you do that, and then I couldn't put that in a video. I get in trouble.
Right.
But for safety wise, I could. The conservation, like there's people who watch this that work for government and stuff. So
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
We know
So
it all,
yeah, you'd never do that. Yeah, I understand.
You'd never do it.
Yeah.
well, especially with a much safer boat. Like yeah, let's say you do have the hard bottom inflatable boat, you just bounce off that stuff. But with the boat I have right now, which is called a John boat, you hit one of those sweepers, it just literally rolls the boat right over, and that's how I sank the boat the first time.
Oh no.
And then you also found it upside down under a log or something when you lost it that one time.
The neighbors found it
Right.
about 7 kilometers downriver, and which is about
Big
4.5
piece of
miles.
it.
Yeah, they saved it because I had left. I had to go to southern British Columbia during that time, and they had saved it. The hunting guide came in. He has a special boat with a winch, and I don't know, 4 or 5 of them all working together. They saved the boat. The motor was still attached to it, amazingly. My friend's
Wow.
motor.
Wow. Oh yeah.
You know, they're it's just amazing what neighbors will do for you. There's some really good people out there. We've had some similar experiences where people have just been so selfless and protected our property for us. It's been
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're incredible, and they're the real professional homesteaders, because I mean, you know, and you name it, they make it from scratch, and there's nothing they can't do, it seems.
And they haven't been to a grocery store in a couple of years either, eh?
No, they make their own sugar from beets, they make their own flour, they make their own diesel. They're
Wow.
fully self-sufficient.
They make their own diesel?
like
How do they-
biodiesel. Yeah,
Wow.
from canola and that kind of thing.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Shawn, Adrian wanted you to know that you make his wife laugh when you fill your pot with stew to the very top. Might want to bring a bigger pot to your property, he says.
Oh, that's something I never thought about. So, okay, don't fill it. I guess that's maybe not a good thing to fill it right to the top.
So, but that's like several meals, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, when I make
No.
it's several meals, but I'll just, usually when it's done, I'll just eat it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and that's all I eat. So it goes pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I love watching the segments where you're cooking. I always have. Jerry says, get a jet ski and add a towboat for stuff, Shawn.
Oh yeah, so no, you can't tow with any jet propulsion stuff. My boat is essentially a jet ski already. It's that same sort of thrust. So a jet, yeah, you just cannot use a jet ski here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it'd be so dangerous, hey?
Yeah, well, when you get into the 3 inches of gravel and stuff, and
Yeah.
I've tried towing with my boat. It's the same stuff. It's same sort of thrust. It's jet propulsion. You cannot tow with any jet propulsion. That's my experience.
Mhm.
I've
Interesting.
tried many times.
Unless your line was 150 feet long, then you probably could. But otherwise, your jet's going right into your load. So you
Yeah.
got no forward momentum.
The safest, the only thing you'll ever see people running on these types of western rivers are jet propulsion. That's it. Even there's other things too, like a mud prop some people have. Doesn't really work well here either, because it's such a hard bottom stony river that
Mhm.
you keep going through these propeller blades, these props essentially on the mud prop. So I get anywhere from 3 to 5 boats per year coming up here, and it's just jet, no propeller, nothing, no jet skis, nothing like that. And I initially, when I first moved out here, I thought about jet ski, and the first thing I was told was, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Several people have said that Destination Adventure has a swell fish any trailers at all over BC. He's from Williams
Yeah.
Lake. That's my hometown, Williams Lake. Hello, everyone from Williams Lake. Martin Johansson, he's one of our guys that pops in. He's the midnight caller because obviously it's a very different time there. He wants to know when they're going to see you build a sauna.
Probably next year. Sauna, like the two big things. So first, I got to get the 3 cabins all done. They're all in the up, and just got to finish them now. And then it goes very fancy, nice outhouse and sauna for next year. So
Way to go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So he's been asked, okay, so now we got to get on our game, because Martin's been asking us forever when we're going to build a sauna, hey? And we're
Sean's
like,
going to get it done before us.
Yeah, Shawn will. Martin, stick with us though, bud. Come on, we'll get her done. So we've got another one. Why don't you make an outdoor bathtub with your old wood stove? You could burn the extra scrap wood from your milling for it.
yes.
Not a bath kind of guy?
Oh no, sorry. You know what else is on that sauna outhouse list is a wood-fired hot tub.
Yeah.
But that might not be next year. Just considering how long it takes to get things done from start to finish. I mean, with that said, I like all the sort of infrastructure is in place now, and things are actually getting quicker. You can kind of streamline a project and get it done much quicker now than when I first got here. It was not like that. So, but yeah, when you can produce your own lumber, everything changes quite a bit.
Yeah, and what I also found is when you have a place to keep your tools organized, that's a big time saver too.
I'm still struggling with that a bit because the little tool shed that Andres and I made is still, it's big enough, but not big enough. And I just have to get I think for the last year and a half now, I've not had things properly organized. And I feel like I'm finally almost getting there, but I kind of wish the little tool shed was a little bigger for some of that stuff. But yeah, it's amazing how difficult it can be to get organized.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, no. Now, Me Turns is just said hey, Shawn, you're coming up to 100,000 subscribers like really fast, aren't you?
Yeah, next couple of weeks I should get there.
And they want to know if there's any plans for a celebration, maybe a crow live stream.
Not really, no. Because the subscribership thing is kind of overrated. It's
Yeah.
it doesn't say a lot about a channel, because I've seen channels out there with 1 million subscribers and they're putting out their latest videos are getting like very minimal views, and so ultimately the fact that I have consistent numbers on every video that's getting around 100 to 200,000 per video is all the success I need. I mean, if I just stayed at 98,000 subscribers forever, I'd fine by me. That's great.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. It's more of like a vanity thing, right? Oh, we've got this, but honestly, it is the views. And your videos are just tearing all the time, like just doing so well. And you're right. There's so many channels that have high subscribers and they've got like 84 views from their last video from 3 weeks ago. And we're like, how is that even possible?
Well, yeah, so it can be a bit misleading, but it can be good. Like it can give you a bit more horsepower for certain, if you want to work with a brand or something, they see, oh, he's over. It gives you a bit more credibility. But I recently came across some article online about like, I guess there's like artificially inflating your subscriber numbers. I guess that's a thing some people do. So, I'm just happy with like the consistency of every video.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no.
Now you have a very loyal following, and they're not all subscribers. I mean, very few channels have viewership that exceeds their subscriber base.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But that's why it's growing. So maybe, it takes a couple of them that are like, no, we're going to stick with this channel.
Yeah.
So it's growing so fast too, Shawn. So you've got return people all the time. Martin also wants to know, he says, welcome to come to Nordics and learn to use saunas and bring James Alofs at Wild Homestead.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I've spent time in Finland and I had no issues with the sauna culture there. It was pretty cool to see all that. Love the saunas, love the Finns. I kind of a little bit hesitant to, because it can be very easy to team up with other YouTubers, and it's I don't know, I'm not sure where I stand on that. I like James and I like his channel, but I never spoke to him. I don't know him, and I'm just a little worried about there's sort of having a type of cronyism or something when you start doing that too much. Maybe you're getting away from your own content or what it is you're trying to do, instead of it's nice to boost your channel when you can do that kind of thing, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe I'm getting away from my content if I start doing some of that too much.
Yeah. And, I've wondered, so we've been watching lately when you are like in the pitch black, practically walking in the woods every time, like I actually feel a bit of fear for you. Do you? Because you must hear odd sounds and like, have you ever had a bad experience we haven't seen?
No, not really.
You're so brave. Oh, hey.
Well,
yeah.
Well, it's funny.
I'll hear you say bears, and then it'll go black, and then what?
Yeah, definitely make
that scene.
Yeah, I definitely make sure to, if there are bears, to make sure they can hear me coming, because they'll make room. But I've never. I don't know. You get used to it, and for me, I actually got comfortable with it. It's more enjoyable in the daytime, but I've had times last winter where you're going through the bush and it's quite cold, maybe -10 or -20, but it's like this light, gentle snow, and it's kind of like a magical experience in a way. So I
Yeah.
didn't, yeah, it
Yeah,
can
for
be
sure.
difficult too.
Mike Ellison wants to know what you're growing in the garden next spring. Do you compost, and how is your new canoe?
Uh, well, the garden, I don't know. I'll probably grow a lot of the same stuff. Something because I could be gone for a good chunk of the spring or even July. That's not to say I won't keep the videos going, but um, I'm gonna hopefully grow a lot of the same stuff and then more so. So what it was that potatoes, carrots, apparently beets. My beets did not do well, but apparently that's normal for the first year you grow beets in new soil, I guess. And
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, just whatever you kind of like whatever you can fill a root cellar with, basically. Um, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't really understand greenhouses and how they work, so maybe I'll wrap my head around that a bit. And composting. Yeah, I've been throwing all kinds of stuff in there, but the neighbors, they said if you can get some moose dung, like I'll find a lot of moose dung in the winter, and they said just collect it. That stuff is unbelievable in the gardens, and they use a lot of
Moose dung.
cattle moose dung. They said it's unbelievable, and they use a lot of cattle dung, and they're saying it's better than cattle dung for fertilizer. So I don't know, like that trail. There's moose that they use it like a highway, so there's moose dung up and down that trail. So I'll just start collecting it in the winter, and so yeah, I guess I will be doing some fertilizing.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Your
Wow.
soil looks pretty rich, though.
Yeah, yeah, it's I'm surprised more people don't live out here. It's an incredible valley for growing. It's just unbelievable.
You've got way better soil than we do. We've just got so much sand. Um,
Oh
and
yeah,
so
that's
like I,
tough.
yeah, like oof.
I mean, we can grow tomatoes. They like
Yeah.
sand.
And grapes do. And I think eventually it'll be okay. I mean, in deeper in the woods, we do have soil that's a bit better, but it's so filled with roots, and the roots aren't very deep. And it's, it's
Mm.
not like yours beside the river where it's just like deep, dark soil. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm at where the two, like the big, fairly big creek and the river both meet at that confluence,
Yeah.
and I mean, yeah, there's some super mega rich soil here. I don't know much about geology or how that formed, but I guess there's quite a bit of rich nutrients in the soil here.
Yeah. Somebody had just asked, sorry, Andres, he wasn't sure about that. We've got a couple of repeat questions as well. But Carpenter wanted to tell you, Shawn, you were a good person, hardworking. I love to watch your life. And we have dropped his link here. We've got Gerard from Holland, Europe. As Shawn points out, the river is the most dangerous in its vicinity. Accepting a company to sponsor a reliable and safer boat would be one of the best things to do.
Well, she's
Agreed.
looking out for you.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So, also someone wanting to know if you'd consider posting more on your Instagram to grow your subscribers quicker.
Yes, I can do that. I've been I'm still like the Instagram thing is a tough one for me. I maybe it's user friendly, but not for me. I kind of struggle with using that, and
Yeah.
I did recently remove the inbox so people cannot message me on there because I not to sound like a jerk, but I couldn't read the messages because there was so many, and then with the
Yeah.
emails, I couldn't keep up with emails either. And I
And
felt
like,
like, I was doing like a disservice by having these messages coming in and not being able to respond. So, yeah, just so everyone knows, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just can't keep up with the messages.
Well, you're
go-
trying to build your life too. So you need a little bit of time for that.
It's extremely easy to get distracted, and then recently on my channel page I removed my email as well because of the same reason. I was spending you get to know people a bit when the channel's small, and then it's all the incoming messages are nothing but amazing and positive, and people
Yeah.
telling me their story. I've never got a bad message ever, but you start to get to know people, and you're like, I would wake up in the morning and you're spending 2.5 hours just returning messages, and I thought, okay, it's getting a little out of hand now.
No, totally. How do you balance filming for YouTube and actually getting so much work done on your homestead? Like, you're the only person out there working, and yet you're getting so much done. How do you do it? You edit, you do everything.
Honestly, it feels like I'm getting nothing done. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that. I mean, if you don't have a channel, you probably have this whole place completely built by now. You know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this would be done. So it's funny because sometimes people don't realize that you're the person that's like spending 20-25 hours a week on a laptop trying to get that out. And then so the odd time you'll see something about, I noticed you didn't get anything built this week, but generally it's like very positive stuff. And I don't know how I do it. I guess maybe the carpentry experience means that you can get more done in 5 hours of building than, you know, I guess if I had no carpentry experience, it might take me 15 hours to build the same thing that takes me 5 hours now, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we totally get it. We're struggling right now with the episode for tomorrow, and it's going to be a 2-parter, and we're bringing our sawmill on the barge, trying to get it on the barge and then off, and like both sides are just
logistical nightmare.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're building up your infrastructure, and then when that's all said and done, then you can really produce your own stuff. But that's cool. You guys have a barge, and you're able to get the sawmill out there.
It was such a rough one, Shawn. I cannot even tell you. But anyways, the editing this one is even more difficult because we have hours and hours of footage. So
yeah.
And what do you show? Like every little thing? No, like people are going to be like, turn it off. So
like even on your videos, when you're walking through the bush, people don't realize how many times you have to stop, position the camera, go back.
It's a lot of work. Eh?
It's a ton of work.
Yeah, sometimes it takes me twice as long to walk the trail than it would if you're not filming.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Camp Happy wants to know who will be the first to have a cover and roof over the sawmill, Crow or us?
I'm gonna go.
Definitely you. I'm going with you.
Go with Shawn.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, there's so many things still I would like to build. I mean, there's definitely a point where I'm going to start adventuring more. So some of the building will be less and less, but yeah, there's so much to explore back here. Like to the north of my property is just endless. It's endless. Mountains and valleys, uninhibited, no industry, no logging. It's just this immense backcountry that I got to get out there. It's killing me not getting out there and seeing some of that stuff. So eventually a roof for the sawmill. Well, yeah, that's probably not a bad idea.
Good idea. Someone was just saying, are you going home for Christmas, Shawn? They've got a summer place on Talon Lake and relatives in Mattawa.
Oh, well, yeah. So they would know the Talon Chutes. I used to be a Voyageur tour guide there for Samuel de Champlain Provincial Park, and we'd dress up in the 1800s garb and all that kind of thing. So, well, if they're on Talon Lake, then I'm sure we know a lot of the same people. So what was their last name? I can't quite see that.
Oh, it's Giroux Collis.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. So yeah, I mean, no, I'm not coming home for Christmas this year, unfortunately, but I'll be back, it looks like, for July. All my like I'm speaking of Northern Ontario, Quebec border area, and so I've been out here for about 20 years, but that's still where I grew up, and that's sort of what prepared me for coming out here and doing this adventure, because it's very much hunting, fishing, trapping sort of culture there, you know,
right?
Logging.
Yeah. Martin from Sweden, he wants to know if neighbors saved ice in the winter and then buried it in straw for the ground in the summer.
Yeah, it still happens out here. Actually, there's people that still do that, but they they pull ice blocks off the river and cover it with sawdust, and that's what they put in their. They have ice all. It stays right until September, and that's how
Really?
yeah.
So they use it for a root cellar or something, or
Yeah, I don't know. You call it like an ice room, I guess, and
really?
that's what a lot of people would do before. I guess obviously before refrigeration, but where you guys are, you could do it pretty easily. You saw up blocks of ice off the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably quite an arduous job, but I haven't heard of hay. I've heard people using saw shavings, though, sawdust.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have plenty of that.
That's interesting. Shawn, have you found a way to harness electricity from the river?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when it starts freezing up, you might have some issues. There's a company in Quebec who makes a underwater turbine that goes just below the surface and it rotates. It's quite expensive. It's about $25,000, and that would be so much electricity I could never use it all. But there's other methods as well, but they're either really cheap sort of things that won't last. There's like $300 little turbine, or you could make something with the alternator and that sort of thing. But you know what? I'm not ruling out the water potential. It's just when winter rolls around, you might have some difficulties, but the energy potential there on the river is just so much greater than from the solar panels that I have. And the solar panels can be a big eyesore. They can look terrible as well. So ultimately producing power from the river would be the way to go, because I have extremely fast flow rate right in front of the dock there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so deep.
It's deep, and if I ever did get this type of turbine that is made in Quebec, and it goes, it just goes deep enough. Hopefully you would not have any freeze up issues with ice and that kind of thing in the winter. So if I could figure that out, then that would be pretty unreal.
Well, here's a tip: just keep hashtagging Quebec Turbine Company, and they'll eventually come across and say, "Here, try this out."
There's no in between. There's no like it's like really cheap or crazy expensive. There's just nothing in the middle there.
Yeah. Someone wanted to know if moonshine counted as planting, and are you getting a rototiller?
Yeah, so I held off on the rototiller because I was thinking of getting a tractor in through here in the winter, freezing the river over and driving the tractor over the river on an ice bridge, basically, and then have a rototiller attachment to the tractor. So I guess it's either that, or if that doesn't happen this winter, then I'll go out and buy some sort of like reliable used rototiller that I can get here in the boat.
Yeah. Gary Sorg wants to know if you encounter wolves but don't record the events.
Well, I guess I need a better camera for zooming far distances and that kind of stuff, but there's wolves in this valley, and I find you see in the wintertime, you'll see them a lot more on lakes, but I don't have any lakes around here. And
you don't, eh? Oh.
There's lakes, but they're a little ways from here. So not like where you guys are. You guys have a lot of lakes. You'll tend to see them running across frozen lakes in the winter. And that's for me growing up. I seen them all the time, but it was always in the winter, and it was always them running across frozen lakes. But as soon as spring and summer would roll around, you'd almost never see them. You'd hear them, but I've only ever seen the tracks here. So they're out and they're around, and they're feeding on some of the animals around here. But I sure hope I see one or some wolves this year.
From inside your cabin, looking out the window.
Oh, actually, come to think of it, my apologies. Andres and I seen wolves just off the logging road last year. I forgot all about that. But we didn't have a good camera to be able to zoom in that far. They were about 100 meters away.
Wow, that's going to be that. So we go back this winter, and there are definitely wolves there. And I have to say, I'm the slightest bit nervous, but hopefully we can ride our snowmobile fast enough to get away if we had to.
Oh yeah.
So Kathy Williams' son is saying, Shawn, don't get too comfortable in the dark. And Carpenter 10 cases, it's so much fun to have you live. Hello from Sweden.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, I noticed you had some pretty, like, they were pretty nervy bears coming really close and just like hanging around.
Yeah. They're a different kind of bear in this valley. They're in 2016 in this valley, there was a hunter. This is very uncommon for a black bear or any bear. But there was a hunter in his canvas wall tent cooking dinner, and a black bear came in and latched onto his arm. That sort of stuff never happens anywhere else. But you kind of hear about that stuff in this area a little bit. There was I don't know. It's like a weird, aggressive black bear in this region, you know. And I've seen black bears elsewhere, other parts of Canada that are not like that. Like, I don't know what it is about the bears here, but they're just a little different, a little bit meaner here.
So maybe that's why, like, we were thinking maybe a dog would make them nervous to come around, or would it make them more joyful to come around? To eat the dog, you know?
Any dog, even Lila the golden doodle, was really good at smelling bears and making noises. So you kind of knew if a bear was around. But no, I don't know. Maybe I should be more worried about bears, but they don't. I feel I wouldn't say comfortable, but they don't bother me, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, just keep your pew pew handy.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. You got to be careful still. Bear spray does wonders. You know, it's most times if you have bear spray on you, that's great. If you have a gun nearby, even a warning shot will scare them off most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone said, I'm sure Shawn carries his pew pew when out in the dark, even daylight, for safety. I'll be afraid I'd panic if meeting Mr. Wolf and couldn't get my gun out. He's very brave. Whoops. Pew pew out. Yeah.
No. The trail in the dark. No, I don't know. Maybe 50% of the time I'll have bear spray with me, but I forget that quite often. I don't bring it. I don't know. Generally, you'll just know if something's out there. Your intuition will kick in.
Yeah. So that same family that was talking to you about Ontario said, do you know Craig and Chris Tremblay?
Yeah. Of course, the Tremblays are a very big name back in that region. Maybe not them personally, but yeah, all the Tremblay families in the area. Yes.
They dressed up as well in the park that you're working at.
Oh yeah, so they were probably there at a different time than me. I was there late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
Mike Allison wants to know if you're going to try and build another well.
Yeah, I will get a well done this year. I'm going to try a culvert well, and I'll probably try the sand point. I'm going to pull it out and try it again somewhere else. And eventually a well is going to get built. I could have easily did rain collection by now, which I didn't, because at the end of the day, you fill up the water jugs and you kind of forget about it. It's like, well, I have water now for the next 4 or 5 days, and then it's a pain in the butt when you have to go fill them up again. And then, so the well is not the end all be all, but there will be, well, I'm sure when I get one fully done, it will be a huge time saver.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about drawing your water from the river and filtering it?
Oh yeah, I've had some people email me about that, about just not making a big natural filter and that kind of thing. So I probably should have did that by now. I don't know why I haven't, to be honest.
Yeah, that's how they do it in, third world countries and stuff. Those sediment filters work very well.
Yeah.
If you wanted that, or you could put in a full-on filter system if you wanted to, but sediment filter would be great.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to even, it's never too late to do that. So even though winter's here, I can still do that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone says, looking at the quality of this call, it looks like Starlink's doing a good job for you.
Yeah. So I moved the Starlink back to my side of the river, and for whatever reason, once all the leaves come off the trees, it's perfectly good signal. And then in the spring, when the leaves start growing in, I have to move the Starlink back across the river.
Yeah. Wow. We've only got No way. We just got started, Shawn, on our visit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like this was the fastest hour. We've got a minute and a half, but we want to do a lightning round with you really quick.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I had it right here. Don't know where it went now, but it was right there. And now it's gone. So,
There it is.
There we go. Okay, birch or spruce for firewood?
Definitely birch, but I like to mix it a little bit. But I don't have any dry birch this year. But spruce is fine too. But it's nice to throw in some proper dry birch, with that. But there's people in the area that they'll burn not only birch, nothing but birch. So there's a lot of
wish we
birch.
had birch.
You don't have birch, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's so much here.
Best camp meal, stew or skillet?
Fry up.
Oh, probably stew, I would say.
Yeah, stew pot, Shawn.
Would you rather
Yeah.
sharpen tools or clean the shop?
Oh, definitely an organized shop, which hopefully I will have. I have to insulate that other one. I have all this extra insulation, so organized shop.
Okay, trail cam or binos?
Oh, trail cameras are great for the content for the videos, so I guess trail cam.
Dream upgrade, a new sawmill or a new ATV?
No, both are good that I have right now, so I don't really need any new stuff.
Doesn't
No.
want any. That's good.
Worst feeling, stepping in slush or stepping on Lego?
Oh yeah, probably slush. With poor footwear, yeah, slush is no fun.
With boots, you'd be okay with the Lego.
Yeah.
Best way to end your day, sunset on the water or campfire under the stars?
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know. That's flip a coin, I guess. Under the stars with a campfire is nice too.
Yeah. If you could bring one item to a remote cabin, would it be a tarp or a rope?
Tarp.
Yeah, more useful.
Would you rather film in minus 20 degrees or in peak mosquito season?
Oh. Oh yeah, I'd still probably film in peak mosquito season.
Really?
I'd take the cold.
I'd
man.
take the cold. Best sound, wolves howling or loons calling?
Oh, that's a toss up as well. That's really tough. You almost can't have one without the other, but yeah, I don't know. Probably wolves because you hear it less often, I would say.
Yeah.
I got a question. Have you ever got your coffee from the helicopter yet?
No, no, nothing like that. I don't know where that all started. I started that myself in the videos, but I started as a joke, but maybe it'll happen one day. I'm sure somebody out there is listening.
Wow, Shawn, it has been such a pleasure to have you again. We really hope you come back again because we always have so much fun with you. And we also hope to see you on our island up in the north this summer. And
Yeah.
This is a formal invitation to you.
Yeah, that'll happen for sure.
Oh, that's
I'd love
awesome.
to. Yes.
Thanks so much for coming in, and we'll good night, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us all this time. I mean, it's been so much fun, and we know so much more about you now, Shawn.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, and I'm glad a lot of your viewers could tune in for this one.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. We wish you a very Merry Christmas, Shawn. Not sure what you're doing, if you're going to be out there with the wolves and the bears sleeping or not, but we wish you the best one.
Yeah, I'll be around southern BC, Squamish, Vancouver, and Vancouver Island for the holidays.
Oh, well, there you go. We'll meet up. Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you
Okay.
guys will be there.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. Okay, good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.